Okay. Hi everyone, good morning. So today we are going to discuss about RPA. RPA is nothing but the robotic process automation. So what is RPA? RPA is nothing but the robotic process automation. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Vijaya, and I have overall 10 years of experience in that, 2 years in RPA, COE. COE is nothing but the Center of Excellence team, which is wherein we check for the projects which has to be automated and which are eligible for the automation and all. So we prepared the list for that. So I was involved in that team, and also I have experience in big data and database applications designing in SQL Server. I'm a Microsoft certified technology specialist in database on SQL Server 2008, and also Cloudera certified developer for Apache Hadoop. So this is all about myself. Let's go into this the discussion of this RPA. So basically RPA is what? RPA is robotic. What is robotic? Robotic, R is for robotic and P is for process and A is for automation. So first of all, we will be checking what is process. So process is nothing but it is a sequence of meaningful activities. So that make up a process. So what do you mean by meaningful activities? When we are working or when we are doing something which has a sequence. So sequence of meaningful activities will make up a process. So it can involve multiple systems or applications. So when coming in IT industry, we deal with all other applications and systems. So we will be following some sequence of steps to do some process. For example, if you take an example of BPO, operations team or something. So what they will be doing, they will follow the sequence of meaningful activities. So a day in, day out job is what they have to come to the office, get into the work and do the same repetitive work. So that is called the process. So they will be involved in multiple systems or applications. So that's where we call this as a process. So what do you mean by automation, robotic? Robotic is nothing but mimicking a human user same way as a human does. So currently every BP organization, what they are doing, they are manually coming into the office, opening the system and doing some navigations and clicks or typing something, right? So these all things are done by humans. So now robotic is nothing but it will mimic the human user. So it will do the same way how a human does. So that is called robotic. What is automation? Automation is nothing but the sequence of steps which we are doing now, which are performed without any human interaction or interference is called as automation. So automation is nothing but it is a sequence of steps which are performed without any human interference or intervention. So this is all about robotic process and automation. So ideally, what is robotic process automation? So ideally, it is like it is an automation of repeatable. What do you mean by repeatable? Repeatable means every time we'll be repeating the same work, and rule based. Rule based is nothing but some business logics should be involved in that. So rule based task using a software. So automation of repeatable and rule-based tasks using a software which is installed on a user's computer is called as robot or bot. We can call it as bot also. So what do you mean by the automation of repeatable and rule-based tasks? So for example, if you take one business process, like what they will be doing, the employee will come into the office, launch some web applications and log into that web applications and download those PDF files and again sends these files in email through Outlook. So if you take this whole process, day in, day out job of this particular employee is to come into the office and do this sequence of steps. The step one is what? He'll come to the office, launch the application, log in, download the PDF files or whatever based on the business requirement and sends these files to the in email through Outlook or multiple emails. So based on the business, the people or the employees will be doing these steps repeatedly every day, day in, day out job. So this process is done by humans now. Okay, now we are doing so. Automating these steps is called as what? Hello? Sorry. Okay, so where we are here now, robotic processes, automation of repeatable and rule-based tasks. So whatever the steps which we are following manually, that should be done. So these are the repeatable tasks. So this can be automated with the help of the software. So by using the software, we are doing that. And that is called as a robot or bot. I guess now you all have understood. Any questions? Please raise. You can raise your hand if you have any questions till now. Okay, I guess everything is fine till now. Okay, so the bot, it can be called as robot or bot. So the bot is programmed to perform the sequence of steps that a human user does. So this is the sequence of steps which we follow usually. So these are the sequence, first step, second step, third, fourth. Like this, there may be a number of steps. So this bot is programmed to perform the same way as the human user does. So the bot will work exactly like a human user by interacting with different applications. So here what we are using web application, okay? We are downloading PDF files and we are sending emails through Outlook. So we are using here web application and Outlook. So these are the applications which we are interacting. In the same way, the bot will work exactly like a human user by interacting with different type of applications. It can be of any application. It can be of Outlook, it can be of web application or Windows applications or mainframes or SAP, anything it can be of. So this can be done by the bot. Okay, so now we have understood what is RPA exactly. Hope you all got the idea of RPA. What is robotic process automation? If you have any questions, please you can ask me. Till now, if you have any doubts or questions, you can ask me. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next. slide. So what, we have understood what is RPA. Now we will be checking what are the benefits of RPA. Why we have to go for this RPA. What are the benefits by using RPA we will be discussing. So currently, like if you are using, we use the existing IT infrastructure. So use existing IT infrastructure without making any changes to the current systems and databases. So we will be using when we are interacting with the applications or with any other systems, we are not making any changes to the systems. Okay, we are our databases. We are just interacting with the UI part, or we can say it as a presentation layer, you call it as. So we will be interacting with the UI part, the UI of the application or the presentation layer. We are interacting. That's why we are not changing we are not making any changes to the current systems and databases. And what is these robots can work 24/7. As a human, we can't work that long, so but robots can work 24/7. So these are the benefits, and robot can work across multiple platforms like multiple systems or applications like Windows, web, Java, or mainframes or SAP, anything you can take it as. So it will interact with any type of applications. So this is the beauty of this robot. So one robot can be used. So till here these are all the benefits of RPA. So one robot can be used to do more than one process at different schedules. What do you mean by this? One robot. So for example, if you take an HR process, so think we have developed a robot for doing the HR process, like sending emails or for the HR interviews for the people. Okay, so we have created one robot for that. So that bot can be used for finance or IT as well. So, but in different schedules, not in the same timings, but in different schedules, the same robot can be used. So in this way, one robot can be used to do more than one process at different schedules. And one more benefit is that it improves the efficiency and accuracy. So it works accurately. So it doesn't do any mistakes, and it efficiently it works as well. So these are the benefits of RPA. Hope you all got it. Any questions? You can raise your hand if you have any questions, please. Which software is used? SAP. No, this has another software, like we have Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere. These are the tools which we use. Hope you got it. Any questions? Okay. Can you please explain the term robo? Actually, robot is a software, and we write script for this. It's not a hardware. So we will be writing the scripts for this, and it is a software. We can discuss about the things in coming classes, how we develop the script for the process and how we deploy or how it executes. Everything we can learn it in coming classes. Can a bot be used for SAP process? Yes, you can use it as for SAP process or for mainframes, for banking, everything. For any other applications, you can use this. Nowadays, most of the robots, this RPA is used in SAP. Okay. Okay, now we have understood what is RPA, what are the benefits of RPA, right? So now we will be discussing about what is the difference between RPA and traditional automation. What do you mean by traditional automation? Traditional automations are nothing but what we are doing currently, what by using some scripts. See, this automation can be done in by using any scripts, like if any IT in IT, if any process or I mean, if any program is developed, mainly we can automate through some scripts by coding. So this is called a traditional automation. So now we discuss what is the difference between RPA and traditional automation. So for traditional automation, we require some coding knowledge. Okay, whether it is a shell scripting or some other scripting knowledge should be compulsorily have to develop any automation in the traditional. So you should have in-depth knowledge in this particular coding scripts. So whereas in RPA, it's not that much necessary. It's all based on the flow of the process actually. So by saying like it's a logical thinking, basically RPA can be used as, and ease of usage and debugging. Debugging is also flexible with RPA when compared to the automation. What do you mean by integration techniques? Integration techniques is nothing but, okay, first if you want to develop one script for automating any application or any process, you need to first write the script. Say for example, you need to write the script in shell scripting you use for that coding, and you need to host that in the server and also integrate with the Firefox or something. So for that we require some integrations. So whereas with RPA it's not necessary, because RPA is installed in the machine. It can be installed in VMware or anything. It can be installed. So directly, if see how I am doing, first I'll go to some Internet Explorer or open something and log in. How I do manually now if I take this IRCTC portal, okay, I log into this. I will be giving the user ID here, password here, and do some actions. So these all actions can be done through RPA or robot, because it is installed in our own machines, or it can be installed in virtual machine as well. So this doesn't require any integrations. So that is a benefit here. And scalability. What is scalability? So for example, in any business, if you take e-commerce business, in some point of time, some festive seasons, the business would be very high, and you need to code accordingly if you are using any coding system. But with RPA, you just required to add the bots. That is enough to improve the scalability. That is a main feature over here as well. And we have unattended automation. We will be dealing with this. What is unattended automation? Unattended automation is nothing but, for example, when you are automating the script, for example, if you take initial scripting, when you are automating, you will be scheduling that script to run at a particular time. but and for that you need to just open the system, right? First we have to open our Windows system, and then it will run. Whereas for RPA it's not necessary. It will automatically open the system, and it will automatically run the uh, uh, scripts, whatever is scheduled at that particular time. We have a feature called Active Directory Domain Controller in this RPA. If we talk about Blue Prism, this will be integrated with Active Directory. So all the user access, our Windows access, user ID and password are inside this Active Directory, and it controls. So it will interact with this Active Directory, and it will access the user details, and it will automatically open the machine, and it will automatically execute the script. So in traditional automation we have auto run, whereas in RPA we have auto login and auto run as well. So that is the beauty of this RPA. And that is it is known as unattended automation. And another feature we have is OCR. OCR is nothing but the optical character recognizer. See, for example, what do you mean by optical character recognition? For example, if you take this option, so when you just check this thing, this is called as captcha, right? So this is on the image, this is a text 3BX. Yes, these things we have to type here. So this is a text on the image. So this RPA can identify even this thing. Actually, this will be given in the applications for not to do by robo, whether it will ask whether you are a robo or you are a human. To check for that, we will be using this captcha, right? So, but here with RPA, we can even capture that element, or we can capture the text which is there in the image. So that is called OCR. So that technique is also there in RPA, which is not there in traditional automation. Okay, next thing is cognitive. What do you mean by cognitive? Cognitive is nothing but it is a it is an artificial intelligence, you call it as cognitive support. So for example, RPA is like what we are doing the same process as we do human does, right? And but we can integrate this RPA with cognitive as well. For example, in some BPOs, while some process, they will take some phone calls or they will chat. So Robo cannot understand that chat. Okay, it cannot understand the language, it cannot understand the voice like that. But with the cognitive, we can do that. So with the cognitive is nothing but the artificial intelligence, machine learning. So this all comes under cognitive automation. So now RPA can also be integrated with this cognitive thing. So that is the beauty of this RPA. Now, till here, any questions, please? You can raise the hands if you have any questions. Hope everything is fine till now. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, so till now we have understood what is RPA, what are the benefits of RPA, and how is it different from the traditional automations. Now we look into the tools in market. What are the existing tools we have in market for this RPA? We have Blue Prism. Blue Prism is one of the tool, and UiPath and Automation Anywhere. These are the different tools which we use for RPA to develop the robots. Okay, Pega is there, which is an open span. Pega has take over this open span, so now it is called Pega open span. And next one is Work Fusion. So these are some of the tools which are in market for this RPA. So hope everything is clear till now. Can we move on to the next slide? Okay, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Okay, now we'll learn about the architecture of RPA. So RPA is a three-tier architecture. What do you mean by three-tier architecture? So the client, we have client applications, application server, and the data source. So when the robo is there, okay. So if you have questions, you can raise chat box as well, please. You can raise your hand, or if you have any questions, you can raise it in chat box as well. Okay, it's a three-tier architecture. So the robo is played, this is called the client applications, and these are called the application servers, and this is called the data source, can be called as database. So when here the bot is introduced, bot is installed in the machine. So if the bot wants to have the information, read the information, or write the information, it has to interact with the database. So this is the database. So it doesn't have direct interaction with the database. First it has to interact with the application server, and from application server it has to interact with the database. That's where we have the security for the data, as this bot can be interacting with different clients with the different applications, and with the different sources. So the data is very secured, right? So at that particular point, this architecture helps us to keep this data secured, and as there is some sensitive data as well, so everything will be secured and efficiently performed with the help of this three-tier architecture. We can discuss more in detail in the coming classes about the architecture of Blue Prism, architecture of automation anywhere, everything we can discuss in the coming classes. Okay. First we will check what is Blue Prism. Okay, Blue Prism is nothing but it is a software and programmed. So I said, right, Robo is called, it is a software. So this is a software and programmed to sequence of steps to mimic what user does. So whatever we do manually in the system, the same thing is done by the Blue Prism or Automation Anywhere or any of the tool of RPA. It is programmed, it is a software to do the same steps. By using some scripts or by using this Blue Prism, we can do that. Okay, so this could be of simple actions like clicking some buttons. It can be like, say first, for example, if you take this, first we need to click here user ID. First we need to launch this application. After that we need to give here user ID, some user ID and some password. So the same things can be done, programmed this robo or this bot to do the same things by clicking some buttons, to complex functionalities. So there are, what do you mean by complex functionalities? Complex functionalities, like we have some error handlings or some decisions, say some different validations, everything can be covered in this area. So like comparing the two images, like performing some optical character recognition, these all comes under some complex functionalities. So these all things can be done with the help of this software. Okay. So what is Blue Prism? I will show you the tool, how it is. It is like processing the flow charts. It will be in the sort of flow diagrams, and they are similar to the visual diagrams, where each component in the flow chart is configured to do a specific action. So for each and every action, it is for read action, for launch action. There are different actions: reading, writing, launching, decisions, everything. For each and everything, we have different actions. I will be showing you this in quite a while. The Blue Prism tool. Okay. So I can provide you the list of topics which we are going to discuss, and architecture as well. What is the architecture of automation anywhere, and what is the architecture of Blue Prism? Everything I can explain you, and I can show you how it is, and one system demo I can do it, and some project POC we can have it, and we can have it study materials for interviews, and for preparing for interviews, for FAQs, like frequently asked questions. I have everything. I can share you all these things. And for the software, you can, for the installation purpose of Blue Prism and automation anywhere, you need to talk with the support team of this techie training, and they will help you in that part. So the topics which we are going to cover are this Blue Prism, or this process studio. What is process studio? What is process flow? Okay, and what are inputs and outputs, and what are business objects, and what do you mean by objects, what are like object studio. So these all things we will be discussing about in our coming classes, and we will be dealing with about error management. What is error management, like how you'll handle the errors, exception handling, and what are the process used to handle the exceptions, throwing exceptions. We have different types of exceptions, like business exceptions, exceptions, and system exceptions. While running the robots or while running the process, we come across different exceptions. Those all can be handled through this error management. So case management, work queues is the thing which we use it. Work queues is like, it is for the we can, if there are hundreds of cases, this can be done using with the help of work queues. Like some data should be stored from the source to the target applications. If the data is huge, like 100 records has to be stored in one application, so that can be done by this work queues. Like it is divided in queues, and it will be doing that. It is efficiently, it works, and time can also be reduced with the help of this work queues. This is a very good feature in this application and this tool, and other additional features we have. And we have an order system process. So what is order system process? We will be discussing about this. I have one window application. See, this RPA can be done for web applications, Windows applications, or SAP, or mainframes, anything, any sort of applications process, we can do it. So I'll be explaining you one Windows application as well, with the one of the application I have. So we can work around on that by using all these features. One web application we can work on, and these are the other things which we will be discussing. And I'll just show you the tool what we have. Okay, this is called Blue Prism. Okay, Blue Prism is like These are the main tabs we have: Home, Studio, Control, Dashboard, Releases, System. So these are the main tabs we have in this Blue Prism. First, we'll see what is Home. This is the default window we have in Home, where we see the workforce availability. So percentage of the resources available for work. Okay. And total automations, how many automations, number of objects and process in the database. So these, each one is called as a tile. Okay, these are the different graphical representations shown when you are working on this tool. So we have Studio as well. This in Studio we have Process Studio and Object Studio. What is Process Studio? So what is Object Studio? We can discuss about this in our coming classes. So for example, if you take one object. So this is one object. Here mainly we design the object. So I told you, right? So these are the different formats which we work on. So like these are the, this is called a page or action. First will be the initialize page and the cleanup page and the actions. From here we can create group of actions. So mainly Object Studio is meant for designing the application and also modeling the application. So designing is that, but step by step. So for example, this is one step wherein we are loading from collection to Excel. The data is in collection. From there we are loading the data into the Excel. So for this we are doing these actions. So these are the different actions, and we will be using all these thing for launching, for navigation we use this thing, and for rewriting we use this thing, for reading. So for everything we will be writing some functions so that it can work accordingly. So these are called the decisions and choice, calculations, multi-calculations, data items. Data item is nothing but the variable where you can store the data, any type of data, whether it is text or for example, if I'll show you what is data item look like. So this is the data item wherein you have different data items. So this is text, we have number, you have password, you have flag, date, time, date, time span, image, binary. So these all are the data types. So we can do whatever the data type or data you want, you can use it over here in the data type. Okay, data item. So these are the different types. So application modeler is used to interact with the application. For example, if you want to interact with the web application, we go for browser-based applications. If you want to interact with the Windows application, you will be going using these Windows applications, Java-based applications, mainframe applications. So anything you can use it. I have one question here, I guess. Okay. So these are the main things which we use. Application modeler is used to interact with the any type of application. First, whenever we are using any task, first we need to interact. Then only we can run the task. So that is the, we can discuss about each and everything in the coming classes. I am just discussing about the overview of this. Okay, so okay. So okay, so for example, yeah, this is called as Object Studio. There can be a number of actions like this, and what is Process Studio? Process is like we are taking this actions into the calling this actions. See, for Excel to work is one object and process work queue is one object. We are calling all these actions in the process. So that is called the Process Studio. So here also we have different items which can be used here. This is called process. So in coming classes, if while working on different applications, we can come across all these things. So mainly this is in studio we have process and we have objects. Objects is nothing but where you can develop the business object. Whatever the business object is there that we develop and we model it in the objects, and in process we call this object in the process. For that we need to publish first, then only we can call it in the process. Okay, now we have understood what is Process Studio and Object Studio, right? Now we'll go to the control room. So this is the control room wherein we have different sessions. So whatever the process we have done, it will be displayed here. Gmail automation or order exception or training. These are all the processes which we have done. See, or training order exception, Excel, data in work queues. These are the processes, right? So in control room, we can see all these things. So control room is mainly used for executing the bots. Okay, whatever we develop in the Object Studio and the Process Studio, in the control room we need to execute them by just simply dragging like this to the system. So this is one of the system. Okay. See, as I am working on this, only this is shown. If we in real time, we will be working in the LAN environment where we can see other systems also over here available under available resources. So this developed bot can be shared among different systems or the existing connected systems. We need to drag, drop here, and once you drop here, again it will be displayed here. Okay, and if you do start selection, it will execute. So the process will be executing in this. Here we can use the scheduler. You can use the queues. Queues is like when huge number of records has to be modified, or when huge number of data should be loaded, then we can go for this queues. And the scheduler we use wherein we can schedule the thing like when it should run, like that we can schedule. So these are the things in the control room, and we have dashboard here. This is the thing which we saw in the home page, and here we can customize these reports. Mainly these are used for the reporting purpose. So what is the average handling time? We can find out what is the daily productivity, daily utilization, summary. Everything can be derived from this page by using this. Okay, and next is releases. Okay, release is after developing the bot, we package it and we release the file. So this is the file. If you have, we release this. So this is called, this file will be going into the production according to our system. First, we will be taking the requirements from the client and developing the bot. Okay, designing and developing the bot. After that, we will send it for the testing. So if I develop here, I will send this file for the UAT or any testing environment. Once the testing is done, then this file will be going in is placed in the production environment. So this is how the deployment or the release management works. Next comes the system. What is system? We have different things in the system: process, objects which we saw in the studio. We have environmental variables, And environmental variables are nothing but the global variables. These variables can be used by any of the process. Okay, next comes resources. We have pools. Pools is nothing but the number of systems can be accumulated as one pool over here. So these are the things. We have active resources and retired resources. If we are not using anything, we can put it in the retired resources. So whatever we are using, we will be using in the active resources. So these pools we are not using, so we can put it in the retired resources, so that we can be comfortable what we have exactly what we are working on. So next comes workflows. Workflows is nothing but about the work queues. As I said, if there are huge number of records to be run, first here you have to give the queue name and the key field. These are things we can come across while working in the real-time, applications. So we can understand much better while doing the projects or while doing the application designing in the tools. So next we have security. As I have only one machine, I have admin. This is the one thing which I have. And users, how many users, user roles. See, for example, in real-time, developer has only access to the Object Studio and the Process Studio. Why? Because Object Studio is for designing and developing the application process, and Process Studio is calling that business object. So they will be having only permissions on these two. But for the tester, they have permission for the control room. Why? Because they have to test that process in the control room. And for system administrator can have all the permissions. So these are the different roles and permissions available, and credentials. We have credentials like for the authentication of passwords and user IDs, we can secure in this credentials. And audit logs we have. What are the process logs? What are the object logs? So while we are developing the process, we use this object, right? In that, what are the logs? This can be displayed over here. So when we have entered, what we have done, every information is stored in this particular logs. And again, at last, we have system settings, licensing, archiving, this scheduler, calendar. These all information is available in this system. This is for reporting purpose we use. So this is the overall picture of this Blue Prism tool, and this is all I have for today. And if you have any questions, you can please raise it in chat board or in any way. I can answer your questions. Now it's open for questions. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. We can discuss in each of this item in detail in the coming classes. Hope everyone is clear about it. I guess there are no questions. Okay. Can you see? Yes, yes. How can we get Blue Prism tool? Okay, Blue Prism tool is going to be given by the Kalyan of this techie training people. I will give you the address, and through online they can install that tool in your machine. Are you going to send the schedule and time and total time required? Yes, I can. I will do that. Which all kinds of application it supports? Okay, it supports all kinds of applications like web applications, Windows applications, mainframes applications, SAP applications, and any sort of applications it supports. The duration of the training for Blue Prism and Automation Anywhere is for 1 month. Sriram. Yes, do we have Blue Prism certification? Yeah, we have a Blue Prism certification as well. I will share you the details in the next classes. Sunit. Okay. Any more questions, please? Yeah, we have course content for Automation Anywhere, Sriram. I'll share you that as well. Are we doing Blue Prism and Automation Anywhere both or only one? Yeah, we are working. We will be doing both. First, I will start with Blue Prism. After that, I'll start with Automation Anywhere so that we can complete both tools. And with different applications and with different scenarios, different real-time scenarios we will be discussing about, and we will be working on those tools. Thank you, Sajjad. Are you going to cover UiPath also? Yeah, as of now, I'm not covering, but in coming future, I mean in the next classes, we can discuss about that. I will do that UiPath as well. Venkata. How different is RPA as compared to FT or Selenium? What are the pros and cons? Can you share a spreadsheet with these comparisons? Yeah, we have discussed with the RPA and traditional automation, right? So see, with Selenium and all, you just can't access web applications and all. But with RPA, you can do it. And Selenium. So these are some of the things you can see. Traditional, see, RPA versus traditional automation is this thing which I have discussed here, wherein for traditional automation you require coding knowledge, debugging is difficult, or usage, ease of usage, everything, integration techniques, scalability, unattended automation, OCR techniques. OCR techniques is not available. Cognitive support is not available in the traditional automations, but in RPA we have. Yeah, one second. I will first, I guess, this is whose question? I guess one of the question is Rama Surya. Suryan, sorry. I guess you got the answer for this. And next is Sunit. Will testing is only RPA can do, or have more things that we will be doing? Will testing is only RPA can do, or have more things? Actually, RPA is for developing and testing. See, whenever any process is taken, first we need to develop, design. After that, we will be testing it. So, as a normal IT flow, it does the same thing with RPA as well, Sunit. We need to develop, integrate, everything can be done with this, Sunit. What should be taken this course? Who should be taking this course and what are the benefits? Okay, coming to this Anthony, who should be taking this course? Anyone can opt this course. There is no like particular IT background. There are no any prerequisites for this particular course. Basically, any person who can think logically, who has analytical thinking, can work on this, because nowadays RPA is a huge thing which is coming globally. Now in every area, RPA jobs are more here. And if you have IT knowledge, that is an added advantage. And if you don't have IT knowledge, is also considered. Why? Because the people who are working right now in process, or anyone who are working on BPOs and all, now that whole work is going to be taken as RPA. Why? Because they are spending a lot of time for the resources, right, by giving salaries and all. For that, RPA can be done the same job. So in that way, those jobs, for that sake, RPA is so huge in the market currently. So the benefits is like in IT field, if you want to excel, this is the main course, and this is the right time. And with RPA, if you have cognitive support or cognitive automation, that is a very great opportunity, because artificial intelligence also excelling nowadays more. Anthony, so now I guess you got the answer. Does it cover capture handling? Yes, it can do. That is the OCR feature which has in this particular Blue Prism tool. It will read the text as object. It reads the text. So whichever the text is there in the image, so whatever the text is there in the image, it will be reading that text. So it will capture this text which is there in the image. So that's where it is handled through RPA. Ram. Next speaker, what is the scope of RPA with respect to job opportunities? Yeah, we have lots of jobs currently in the market with this RPA. So nowadays in India, you have many jobs. I guess in US, UK also there are going to be many. There are many jobs currently for this RPA. The scope is very huge, and this is the right time. Still, people are coming, understanding, knowing about this RPA currently. Many of the organizations are coming up with RPA only, like Accenture and HSBC. All these companies are utilizing Capgemini, Cognizant. All the companies are in need of this RPS currently in the market. So you have very good opportunities for this. Srikar. Next question is by Sriram. For RPA, we need to have coding background. Necessarily, it is not required, but if you have, it is well and good. Like if you have VB scripting is also makes you better for this RPA. Without coding also you can do it, but for cognitive automation, for integration of anything, you require some .NET knowledge and all. Otherwise, you don't require. Sriram. What is the scope? By scope, I mean how companies are using. I already answered this question, Sajjad. Any example? Okay. Venkata, do we need to have any script knowledge? Yeah, if you have VB scripting is okay. If you don't have also, it works. Mainly, as I shown you in Blue Prism, it all deals with the logical thinking. See, for example, we are doing some process, right? So this process is what? We are business processes like first coming to the office, employee will launch the application, log into the application, download some files and email. This is a simple job. Logically, if you think, it's nothing you require. But in the coming future, if you have cognitive automation, then you require the scripting knowledge.net. But at present, you don't require. Venkata. What are the different POCs done so far or planned? Can you please briefly talk about them? How would you help in automating the SAP or web for this POC? Nag Akula. Okay. We have done in our companies like SAPs only. If you require, if you want to release a purchase orders, you need to log into the SAP servers and you need to release the purchase orders like that. And for any insurance companies, if you want, like there are different processes there existing, and but in for you, I'll plan one because I'm talking with the people because we need some environment to do this POCs. Like for SAP, we require this is SAP, right? So for that, if it is installed in our machines, we can easily do that. I can tell you web applications like automating the Gmail, you can do it. One window application, I can give you. One SAP, our team is going to provide us that we can do that. So these are the things I have in my mind and planned. Not thanks for the application. Anthony, Srikar, what are the other tools other than Blue Prism available in RPA? If yes, does Blue Prism stand out among remaining tools? Yes, of course, Blue Prism has main advantages when compared to other tools. We have like Automation Anywhere, and we have UiPath and OpenSpan. It is bigger, and we have Work Fusion. These are all the different tools we have in RPA. But now many people nowadays, many organizations or many companies are looking for the people who has knowledge in Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, like that. So it has a better future for this. Okay. I have a portal application where there is a captcha image which has 6 boxes, and it tells me to select all the boxes which has roads. The next time around, the same set of boxes or rectangles show pictures of oranges or apples, and it tells me to select all the boxes that have oranges. Can RPA select the boxes containing the image of oranges? Even the oranges are looking different, light colored, dark colored, and even shown upside down. Not sure if RPA can handle. This I didn't work on. I'll try to work on because we have image comparison in our tool. We can compare the tools based on that. We can work on, I guess, in this particular scenario run. I need to check it out. Will it cover both Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism? Ashwini, yes. We will be covering both Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism. Now, I'll be looking forward for any POC and SAP. That will be great. Yeah, definitely we will be working on NAG for this POC. Srikar Khanna, do we need to have any knowledge on database management? Not required, Srikar. We don't require any database knowledge for this particular area. See, mainly RPA is what we are taking some data from the source and loading into the target tables. So we are and applying some business logics or whatever the things are. So these all can be done by just logically thinking and analytically thinking. If you want to load the data from Excel to database, you require in database one table and all the required columns. Just you need to interact with the database and you can load the data into that database. I will be sharing you all the applications in coming classes so we can see how it works and all. I guess we are done with the questions. Any more questions, please? If you have any questions, you can share it in the questions area, chat box or something. I hope we all are done with the questions. So if you have any queries or if you have anything, you can share it here for any queries related in any timelines. You can contact Kalyan D. For any software installation, for everything you can contact this address. I guess we are done with all the questions, and please take down this address for the queries. You can contact the people, and for any software or for any course content, for any installations, everything these are the people. I think I'm done, and thank you for all your time. Now I'm stopping the session. Thank you.